Alright, take this moment.
Yo, what sucks about the stream is that you guys can't see this amazing GIF on Patox's stream.
Alright, looks like the race is off here,
Yeah.
so we'll be able to see the differences in some World 1 strats between a 42 runner and a 45 runner. Of course, there's always a little bit of desync in the streams. That's it's such a pain. The audio will be coming soon, guys, don't worry. So for most of the levels, you can expect at least the first 4 stages to be the same. 1-5 is, I don't know anything about patocz, so no idea if you'll be going for wrong warps or anything of that sort. I'm checking them out now. Looks like they're both doing 1-2 wrong warp, which isn't surprising. That's the easier one. Alright, sound is back, awesome. And we'll find out for the other ones where, you know, because of course you could go for wrong warp and you could fail it, which is much slower than the trick that only saves 3.5 seconds. If you fail the wrong warp, though, it's a lot of time loss. It's on the order of like 15 seconds or something if you go through the whole wrong warp and fail. Looks like patocz here missed the quick barrel and another throw. This one's hard. You got to do really full jump. Uh-oh.
I mean, okay, what I thought has happened, like Void told me like one time when I was trying to learn Donkey 2 is that supposedly you could despawn the warp barrel at the top of the level.
It can happen, yeah. Alright, so Nocturne here with a successful wrong warp too.
Yeah, it goes to get to, which is...
And patocz is going for it. Is he?
No, he's not going for it.
Oh, no, I wasn't. Never mind, I was on the wrong one.
He's just... Yeah. But he does that drop onto the target, which is clearly 100 times harder than the wrong warp.
It really is sometimes, with Dixie especially. Depends on which character you use. It's easy to get it.
Right, one fake so far.
One fake so far. I'm watching Nocturne. And Crow decides who gets the lead in World 1, pretty much regardless of what happens, unless it's a total blowout here. Looks like Nocturne's going to finish with a 2:22. Pretty solid time when Crow gives you that many fakes. His World 1 itself was pretty good. That's like a...
Oh, but it seems like patocz is getting, you know, even less lucky when it comes to fakes.
Crow does not want the upset today, it seems. And he lost...
4 fakes? It's pretty bad.
Looks like he lost Dixie too, which means he's going to lose some more time in 2-1 since he won't be able to do a quick wrong warp here.
Dude, he just skipped all of his splits.
They can't see that though. Wait,
I know.
I totally know that.
I had to point it out because they can't see what's going on.
I think.
Oh yeah, and he's forced to go and pick up the donkey barrel in 2-1.
Yep, you're forced to pick up the donkey, but you can still do the wrong warp, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, but he's not even opting for the wrong warp. He's just...
No, practice up. Practice those backup strats, friends. RNG fighting against the underdog. That's how it goes.
And now we already see such a big difference in the runner so early in the game, you know. It's never a fun thing to see.
But you never know when you can just drop the ball. Yeah, we update the commentators, of course. But I'll never compare to Joe here. Alright, so patocz with a clean 2-2, and we're looking at Nocturne. Nocturne's on 2-5 now.
2-5? Am I that far behind?
2-4.
Oh.
No, it might be 2-4. I don't know the numbers, to be honest. Sometimes. Dynamic shot. Alright, so clean playthrough both of these. It's just a bunch of warps. So every stage in World 1 and 2, whether or not you do the wrong warps, every stage in the first 2 worlds has a warp. So the first 2 worlds are always very quick, you know, bouncing from level to level. And World 3 is where the run really starts. And World 3 is also where most people tend to quit when they're learning the game.
It took me until World 5 to quit the PCP and Webwoods.
Yeah. If you get past World 3, sometimes it's a different one. Actually, when I first played this game, I had the same thing. I quit in 3 after a while, but for different reasons. I eventually went back though.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have a smooth fight, so there's a lot of variance with the World 2 boss here, as you see on Nocturne stream. where cannonballs spawn, whether or not you opt for the lava fly, which it looks like he'll be going for. Patocz, meanwhile, is on 2-2 right now. Did something happen? Oh, no, that's, oh, never mind. That's the other stage. Yeah, I'm really dropping the ball here. They look the same now. Alright, so he'll just be going out with boss, and looks like a clean fight so far for Nocturne. Hopefully, Patocz can do the same and not lose more of his lead.
You'll find it.
Oh no!
Oh, was that a death? Oh my god.
So that happens to me a lot, and the reason that happens is I used to think I was just bouncing too far on the left of the sword or something, but that death is actually caused by jumping on him too early. I'm a little paranoid about that happening in my race. You gotta think about all these deaths and like.
Yeah, I mean you're going against
Mr.
41 flat himself, so.
41 flat, huh? I have a 4157. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Kipples.
Kiffles.
Yeah, it's a 41 flat. And I like to remind him every time he shows up in the stream.
Yeah. What is it like to not be able to cut the arbitrary number? All right, so getting back to business here. Looking at 3-1 again. This is where the platforming really starts, and it begins with a very, very smooth, fun platforming level with a lot of Randy action. Pretty much all the Randy stages are just you tap B once and then you fly through the stage. And here he'll be throwing Dixie into this barrel as you just saw, and then damage boosting to get a huge jump to fly over this whole entire section, which saves like, how much time does it save, Joe? You probably don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know anything about this.
I need a commentator. I need a buddy commentator with facts here. It saves a lot of time.
I feel like your favorite emote is literally the worst emote in all of Twitch.
The worst emote is definitely Ritz Mitz.
Dude, you know what's up. You know what the real worst emote is. Gibble's here is just trying to piss me off.
Alright, so here, and now we have Patocz and 3-1 finally with Nocturne bumping on lots of corners here. It's a really hard stage, Glimmer's Galleon. And it takes a lot of work to be able to swim through the stage without bonking on anything. I still can't do it half the time. But it looks like he's doing an okay job so far. He loses a lot of time on the stage.
Oh, he gets hit, so.
And he got hit, yeah, that happens.
I mean,
the fish didn't.
That makes the corners a bit easier, did he? But that's.
Yeah, but your advantage got. And looks like we're good on Patocz's end for the fly as well, over that barrel section.
Shooting right down with a barrel.
And it looks like Nocturne stream froze, or is that on my end? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's not over here.
Alright. My glorious backup laptop. Toss an F in chat to pay respects for my desktop that died 2 months ago, everybody. So now I'm curious. I always like checking out runners' water stages, and it looks like Patocz just went the wrong way. But watching the water stages is how you know whether someone's really a dirty practicer or not. If they take good corners and they get a clean run through like the stages where it's just easy to lose time, that's how you know. That's how they know they're trying to farm. They're trying to win these tournaments. They're trying to farm those SRL points. Thank you, chat. It's been a struggle, a real struggle, especially with my computer blue screening. Hopefully that doesn't happen during the race. That would be bad. All right, so on Nocturne's side, we have one of the hardest stages in World 3, next to probably Rainbow Blast. We have Crackhead here, as most of the community calls it, and this stage is really frustrating when the alligators, crocodiles, whichever they are, the crocs, the crackheads, they have really, really awful mechanics. They eat your inputs all the time.
Yeah, you can definitely, feel like you've definitely pressed Y. You definitely rolled off the, crackhead, but you'll just fall straight into the pit. And that, just like doubles the frustration of dying in that level.
And I've had an issue with Dixie, especially where I can land on the croc, and I'll clearly be on it, and then I press Y, and then I glide instead, and straight into the swamp. But as you can see here, Nocturne did it pretty well, and now Patocz is on the stage, while Nocturne is on the next Rattle Battle. Rattle Battle, in this case, also a hard stage. Difficult for one main reason, and that being the snakes. Hitboxes are an absolute mystery. A mystery to all. So you have to really practice this stage. Even though it looks simple, you're just jumping through the stage. It's quite difficult. Nocturne opting for some safe strats here. And oh, looks like we had a death on Patocz stream.
Yeah.
I was complaining about the snake too much. What happened, Joe? I missed it.
Oh, he died again. Jesus Christ.
Oh, see that. That's one of the strats I wasn't sure. I don't know if I want to go for. A lot of these rolls on these barrels, especially from the platform 2 barrel, can be really picky. If you don't roll on the very, very edge, you'll bonk, and it's really hard to recover. There's very little time to react. That time he went for the safe strat, which I definitely recommend for races. All right. Meanwhile, here this stage, Nocturne doing an interesting strat, didn't walk very close to the beetle and flashed off of the close one. I've never done that before. You can just jump over him. We'll see what happens, because if you fail this, you might as well .quit TBH. Alright, now Patocz going on to Rattle Battle, and Nocturne going on to Bramble Blast. And Bramble Blast features a technique called Quick Shots, I believe is the name. We have a 2-frame window to shoot yourself immediately out of a barrel. So if it's already facing the direction you want to go, Nocturne doing a pretty good job of it right now. You can gain a lot of time on the stage by getting up. He missed one. By getting all of them in a row. It can be immensely frustrating when he failed them. Patocz, meanwhile, clean run through the stage so far. It looks like, again, it's pretty simple. You just find a route you like, but you just got to practice. Make sure you don't have any funky hitboxes. Here on Nocturne stream, you'll go ahead.
The most important thing about Rattle Battle is to be constantly jumping as opposed to walking, because the walking speed of the snake is extremely slow.
Okay, here on Nocturne stream, and he got a really unlucky mistake where
what happened?
When he went for the vine clip, which is a trick that saves 7 seconds, he actually threw Dixie upwards instead of forward, which completely ruined it. And the normal backup, if you throw her forward, you can still do a backup to get up pretty quickly. He had to opt to throw Diddy up towards the platform instead. All of these backups though save about I think you lose 20 seconds if you don't go compared to the backup. If you just take the normal barrel maze section, skip a long barrel maze here. And on Nocturne's side, we have a pretty simple boss. You have to sit and count Dixie's breaths and walk off to release, or you can opt to lose about a second or two by just standing on the edge and waiting to throw. Let's see, Patocz. All right, successful Patocz. No crises at Slime Climb. 3 frame? Is it 3 frame? Really?
That's what everyone says.
Explains. Yeah, I've heard 2. Like always, 3 frames is the double jump. I'm almost certain it's 2. Either way, we can always check. We can always fact check later, because I could totally be wrong. It's understandable. Let's see. Ooh, Patocz with an unfortunate mistake here, which means he won't be able to use invulnerability to skip the beat, which will add a few seconds to his level time. And as you can see, this is what it looks like when you fail a bunch of really. Some of the barrels are worse to fail the quick shot than others. Everything going good on Nocturne's end with this boss, I believe. It's hard to watch 2 streams at once. As you can see, he has to go around here, which takes a little bit of time. Sometimes I forget and I kill myself. Whoops. Autopilot's really strong.
Oh, misses vine clip.
He missed the vine clip, but he did get a big boy, so he'll be able to take damage here.
He makes it. Alright.
Yeah. And Nocturne, meanwhile...
For Maze of Shame, which would
the Maze of Shame, yeah.
Let's talk about the level in Nocturne Screen right now. One of my personal favorite levels in this game.
Why?
Because I like the platforming.
Oh my god. Hottie climbing is the worst. Even though I've gotten good at it, but god, it's frustrating.
I'm not saying the honey climbing is fun, but the remainder of platforming is pretty enjoyable in my opinion.
Is my microphone having trouble for you? Yeah. No, we were just having a conversation. Shouldn't be. All right. I can tell who's in front. Well, I mean, just ask, I suppose. But here right now, Nocturne is in the lead by a stage. He's on the first stage of World 4, while patocz here is still in the World 3 boss. And well, if patocz here takes the lead, it'll be start of a pretty big upset. So we would definitely be excited about that. No problems with Mike. All right, Thunder, thank you.
It's probably mine. Complaining about anything.
Perhaps.
People were complaining about mine yesterday. On the last time I commentated a lot.
You have to always get on, so it isn't too bad. All right, so Nocturne here is moving on to a pretty boring auto scroller. You can die if you're not paying attention. I don't know what that is. But there's not too much going on with that one really. As long as he jumps and doesn't jump at the wrong time too many times, then he's good to go. They're both on pretty slow stages right now. patocz going for the quick strat but failed it, so hopefully he decides to just go for the normal strat now so he doesn't fail it again. He's still opting for the... Nope, there he goes. Yeah, it really doesn't lose much time. If you're not confident in your World 3 boss, just take the safe strat. On a disco train. You want to be an evil cyborg when you grow up. Same here, man. I think it's too late for me, though. So yeah, Nocturne, nothing exciting on Nocturne's end. patocz is still opting for the safer strat again. A lot of these strats, there's a plethora of strats in Donkey 2 that are just like half a second to 2 seconds faster, that just ramp up the difficulty immensely. And some of those things you just have to kind of hold your ego and go for the safe options if you're not 100% confident. Don't be like me and go for optimal webwoods in a race. I'm probably going to do that against Skipples and die, but I want to go hard because I don't think I have a chance to beat him otherwise. Oh, with Nocturne with the swag, nice.
Balloon, yeah.
And patocz here having pretty okay time through 4-1 so far. A little bit slow on the honey climbing, but not too bad. Gets hit with Squitter, but that's not too bad. Let's see if he gets the scroll here. I didn't talk about that before.
He's not going to be able to go for it. He chased it way too far. That's weird. Oh no, he went all the way back just to get Squitter. Just to do the scroll.
I'm not sure this is worth it, but if you're not confident with the other shot.
That is weird. He went all the way back to get Squitter, and then just jumps off of him. That is odd. Jesus.
patocz here might not be very familiar with backup shots, is what I'm guessing. Meanwhile, Nocturne about to go for the Brambler wrong warp, one of the hardest wrong warps in the game. And I don't know, these are some interesting strats. I don't know any of the consistent strats. I should really step my game up for these races. I just reset. I just jump straight to it and reset if I fail. Not really the best idea. Alright, patocz finishing up 4-1, so we'll move on to Nocturne as patocz goes into another auto scroller. Tell me about this stage, Joe. This other auto. They're both on auto scrollers, unfortunate timing.
What am I supposed to say about all this?
So, all right, I'll take care of it. So on this auto scroller, on the one Nocturne's on, you can save. It's one of the biggest time savers in the entire game, as you might have heard before. I think people have made this joke, I'm sure. But hold left, and you get a humongous speed boost. I never knew about this, so I didn't know how to beat these guys. One thing though, this stage is deceptively difficult for a while when you first start playing until you become really familiar with it. It's really easy to bonk on these guys or just fall in a pit or jump on them successfully, but then you hold B too long and then you fall in a pit or fall in a pit. You get the idea. And when you bonk, if you run into them and this on the second jump, it's a lot harder. Oh, he died on the... Oh, no. On the 4-1. Poor patocz is having a rough time.
Now they're going to be an entirety of 3 levels apart.
It's never a good race when one of the runners has the confidence and the time to go post an emote in chat mid-run. Not even during a boss.
Are you serious, dude? Jesus Christ, Nocturne.
Alright, so we're moving on to another really platform-intensive stage here. Mudhole Marsh. It can be a very immensely punishing stage. It also has a wrong warp, so it's definitely one of the toughest levels in the game, with featuring both heavy platforming and a pretty tough wrong warp if you go for the harder strat here. Nocturne opting for some safe strats, but let's see how he does here in a sec for the wrong warp. This one also features Crocs, but you don't really have to use them all too much. Not going for the optimal setup here. You can do this part a little bit faster. Let's see how he does the wrong warp. A little slow. You don't need to wait that far to the right, but he got it, so not too big of a deal.
Yeah, nice clean setup.
Yeah, you can walk a lot closer, but it's a little risky for sure. And moving on to the next stage, kind of the same thing. There's a big boy here, a trick that saves you that lets you skip a decent amount of the first half of the stage.
Oh, he got perfect height, but he missed the hook.
He missed the hook.
Dang. Oh, then he misses the backup too.
See, honestly, I don't know why people.
I would just go for the safer backup at this point.
I don't know why anybody.
Because you can just team throw up to those hooks up there.
So the correct backup strat to do here, I shouldn't say correct, but the much infinitely easier, barely any slower backup here is to just hold Dixie, and then right as the claptrap is about to hit you, you just throw Dixie, and then you get a free boost up to the hook. It's like, if you have to do a backup shot, I definitely personally think that it's best to just do the consistent one if you already failed the inconsistent harder one. What are you umming about, Void? What's wrong? All right, so we have patocz on to Bramble, and
oh my god!
Oh yeah, no!
He just quits. That happens.
I mean, well, he didn't just quit. You have to if you're gonna go for the Brambler. If you fail it, you die unless you think you're just not gonna get it. But the rest of the stage is harder than getting the Brambler on board, especially if you haven't practiced it very meticulously. So you.
Oh, he missed the barrel.
Jeez. Missed the barrel. Same thing. Gotta SD. Gotta give it another chance. It's happened to me in my run. I failed twice as well. It can happen regardless of skill level. A Nocturne meanwhile onto the boss. This is pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward B. You move into certain sections of the wall just to manipulate him into letting him move around and get up to that top right corner.
Most important strat in the B fight.
Yeah, I don't even know it. TBH. And I have a 41, you don't need it.
You know what it is though, right?
What's that?
You know what it is though, right?
No, I've never even seen it.
Oh, basically you can hit him while he's spawning his mini Vs. He takes one less hit kill.
Oh, I see.
That's all it is.
Alright, so patocz here on the next stage. Looks like he's...
Yeah, he didn't get too bad of an infinite.
Does it look slower to you than usual? Oh, he streams in 8.7, that's why it looks slower. I didn't even notice that. He's got black bars for no reason. Alright, moving back to Nocturne, since patocz is on an auto-scroller into 5-1. This is my personal favorite stage in the game, just this overall, not really just for the speedrun. I just love the atmosphere, it looks really cool, it sounds, the music's amazing. Big favorite of mine. Some hard strats here. It's really weird for me when I see people who don't do the camera strat. It's always my personal strat of choice that pretty much seems like nobody does anymore though. I don't want. If you can't tell, I don't watch a lot of other Donkey tunes. And pretty smooth through the stage so far. Some of these ropes you can skip. Some of them you don't have to. The biggest threat in this stage is the glitch where you can just like fly through a rope if you approach it at a certain angle. Alright, so we've got a little bit of a safer strat there. Or maybe I just have an outdated one. I don't even know, to be honest. That looked a little slower though. patocz meanwhile on to Mudhole Marsh himself. Going for some pretty risky shots here. I guess he's just kind of, you know, I said he might be accepting his fate at this point. I definitely wouldn't be doing that if I felt like I was squandering, you know, if I felt like I was just doing poorly. But I definitely respect that, having, you know, not being too scared to do what you're used to doing. Sometimes safe strats can mess you up more if you're just scared and you're not used to them.
For sure.
and Nocturne on the final auto scroller. Well, not final auto, final roller coaster. I mean, of the game. The most boring one, unfortunately, getting chased by Tupac's ghost, and you just kind of ride it through. You can jump off of certain hills to save time. That's really about it. That's the only thing. You just optimize it by jumping through doors and jumping off of certain slopes. Patocz onto next stage here, final stage of World 4. Getting the same. Okay. Actually doing better here than Nocturne, so good to see the stage done well for the first half. Not sure why he waited there. That was pretty dangerous. He might have just gotten stuck. Onward. So this is a pretty cool, smooth stage when you do it well, especially the Ramby section. And moving on, it's pretty much just with pretty much every Ramby part in the game. Stop to charge early. You just kind of charge up and jump, and Ramby does all the work. Ramby's pretty great in this game. Definitely the best animal buddy. On guard being the worst in this game, of course.
Best animal buddy in the series is Winky the Frog, though.
This guy is just like, by the book definition of a memer.
I mean,
all right.
The last run, the commentary devolved into me talking about.
Oh, I watched. I watched.
Instead of the actual run.
Instead of the actual run, like you're doing right now.
Well, I'm not really saying anything right now. Game.
Alright, and then Nocturne is on to pretty rough stage in World 5, but not quite onto the gauntlet of the hardest stages, the last section of Donkey 2. Although, I guess you could possibly consider this stage part of it, but the next stage after this is where the difficulty really ramps up and the likelihood of tricks being failed is the highest. How is Patocz doing on the boss here? Looks like he's alright. Nocturne with a clean. Shouldn't jinx it. Alright, yeah, pretty clean. 5-3, a little bit of time loss at the end because he jumped into a different barrel than usual. And Patocz just finished off the World 4 boss. Looked like it was a little sloppy, but not too bad. And here's Parachute Panic. Here's where the game gets pretty exciting to watch, where just one little mistake, depending on where it is, can just completely doom you on the stage. If you do optimal strats, you can take some damage in certain places, abuse invincibility. It looks like he won't be going for that, and it looks pretty clean. Ooh, okay. It's a little scary there for a moment, but it looks like he's good. Should be able to finish off that stage. Patocz, meanwhile, 5-1. God, his stream is so pretty though. I'd say.
Easily the best looking stream I've seen so far.
And look, I think it's emulator since he's running on 8.7. Eason's got that kind of quality.
Yeah, it's definitely emulator.
Well, Eason's stream looks like that pretty, just about as crispy as well. And I think some other people have this video Void, maybe? Radley #1 best animal? Absolutely not. Maybe if his hitboxes weren't so terrible. Alright, so pretty good 5-1 by Patocz, and moving back on Nocturne is about to get into the toughest part of World 5, pretty much the devil itself. So this stage can be pretty consistent and safe, or very difficult depending on what you go for, and it all depends on whether or not you slow down after you make webs. If you don't, then every jump has to be perfect, or your web simply won't spawn when you jump. And he's going for okay, yeah, he's taking it pretty safe. Optimal web webs isn't a very good idea for reads, but it's just kind of it all depends on where you are. You know, should I go for this? Do I need to save time? Do I run a risk at all? Well, he just did a pretty hard section as well though, so it looks like he's just doing a mix of strats. Hard and easy strats, like taking it very safe at the end here. Espresso is pretty great, but we're talking about DKC2. Rare footage of me actually agreeing with you.
Oh, dude, what the hell?
Oh, getting the DK coin though, I respect that. If you're gonna go for it, you might as well go for gold. Definitely don't want the Diddy rap there, but Hey, when you're that far in the lead, you might as well. It's not too bad.
Can't wait for him to drop more emotes in chat, dude.
Just give the stream a little bit of sick tunes to listen to. 102 strats. Oh yeah, I guess that would be the DK clan. Alright, and moving on to World 5, let's see if Nocturne can show us a clean World 5 boss. Make sure you practice Crow too, guys. Don't what's the word? Don't dismiss the stage. Don't expect it to go okay. It can throw you off, especially this rope section. Oh, no, he missed the hook. He is throwing. Oh, he's going for the third one. I always go for the second one. It's easier. I probably should stop doing that. Kipples, please. Language. Alright, and patocz, meanwhile,
I haven't said anything the whole run, but now I need to. You know what? I already told you last run, Kipples, about how you're making me feel.
You guys are gonna have to take it to PM. We have a race going on.
Yeah, just go back.
Nocturne here.
I'll just sit here.
Nocturne here is moving on to the hardest world, and the stage is absolutely horrendous. On guard is the worst. He got the nerf bat to hell. He's amazing in DKC1. You can clip through enemies.
Finally, someone who agrees with me that Engard is great in Donkey 1. Jesus Christ.
He can clip through anything in the game.
No, dude, he has invincibility frames, like tons of them.
The only thing is that you have to manually time his charges, which means you have to get good. Oh no.
Literally the only thing, dude, I know. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so on guard's hitboxes, you can. Okay.
I thought it's like on the edge of the death barrier on that team throw.
Yeah, there's a lot of wiggle room for that though. He was pretty low, but that's why that it's pretty not the most difficult strat, but it looks really cool. Donkey 1 runners. Yeah, we're the Dark Knights of the Donkey community. Us Donkey 1 runners, taking one for the team, fighting through hell for the greater good. But anyway, we're watching Donkey 2 here, and Nocturne moving on to another stage that can be pretty safe and simple if you do it normally, but also has a few risky strats. See what he goes for. I hope he goes for the double B skip. If you don't, I don't know. I'm not going for it. Still just lame. But
DKC1 run cool, dude. You were correct. Don't listen to the people in chat.
No, that game is awful. Don't play it. All right, so moving on. Looking at patocz here, it looks like he's taking some of the invulnerability strats to get through Parachute Panic pretty easily. It's not too much slower, but it's immensely safer. All right, and moving on to Webwoods himself. Let's see how he does as Nocturne finishes off 6-2. The run is just fine when there are no runners, says Kipples.
Well, no one's running right now, so I guess the run's good right now.
Kipples, when are you gonna get any percent? When are you gonna get a good any percent time, dude? That category doesn't have on guard. All right, so Nocturne not opting for the cool strat, so meh. Don't even care how the rest of this level goes. But on a serious note here, see how patocz does for Webwoods. After a shaky run, it's really hard to not die in Webwoods. So let's see how he goes here. He's taking some safer strats with a few more slow webs, although they both did a lot of slow ones. I don't know why everyone jumps off of that. They're not going full speed anyway. Anyway, but even the safe strat uses a damage boost here since it doesn't take too much time. He's just doing some slow webs here. If you don't do the biggest problem with not doing optimal strats is that sometimes the webs will just auto-activate depending on how you move. It's really frustrating, and that's the nicest part about switching to doing optimal, even if the rest of it's absolute hell. When you grind Mr. SJR. So, never, like Void said. So patocz moving on to the World 5 boss, and hopefully he's able to safely as well. Meanwhile, Nocturne in the longest auto scroll of the game, or it would be if there's a big trick, the biggest time save in the game. It saves several minutes, which is why he's carrying this barrel here. Using a trick similar in execution with the invisible barrels to a lot of the wrong warps, and be used. I don't know the technical details of this trick, but he drops it down here to create an invisible barrel, picks it up, runs into the hedgehog, and then the top of the level spawns next to you. Maybe somebody who actually knows something in chat can explain why. It looks like as patocz finishes World 5. Help me out.
Just like the Castle Crush glitch, just in that spot. It happens to be the gold that shows up.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of different things show up if you throw in different areas.
Exactly.
It's magic, yeah, nobody knows. Okay, I don't feel so bad. So, moving on, patocz here in the 6-1. Again, 6-1 is dangerous if you're not really consistent at it because Unguard's hitboxes are so terrible that you'll just die mid-charge. Again, in Donkey 1, Unguard is invincible mid-charge. In this game, he dies mid-charge half the time. Witchcraft, pretty much. And Nocturne, meanwhile, on the much easier ice stage, this one's like pretty much just a short break, and you can lose time here. You can't take it for granted, but there's not too much time. Did he die mid-charge? It looks like it, but it was right after the halfway barrel, it seems. I seem to be missing all these deaths. Whoops. Yeah, so this area, if you get hit, at least if you get hit, it's usually like, well, at least I died after the halfway barrel. Nocturne, meanwhile, about to approach another wrong warp here. Very specific movement needed for this one. Once you get on here, you want to pan the camera right to avoid... Oh, he went for a different strat. Either you need to pan the camera right so the cloud doesn't pop out. And pretty slow movement, a little bit of safety waiting there. He did that pretty well. Moving on to another one of the toughest levels in the game. patocz, meanwhile, going on to 6-2. Looks like it's been very consistent this race, so it's going for some safer shots here as well. Is he not doing double jumps? Oh my goodness. Okay, Nocturne just deciding to not die. I don't know if he knows that he's ahead. But then he does optimal. Then he does the hardest jump in the whole stage. Okay, now he's doing double jumps. Maybe he just messed up the beginning. But that's okay, I suppose. This is looking a little bit better. patocz, meanwhile, looks like he's having an okay time in 6-2 here. Again, it's a pretty easy stage, only with a few tricks that are run-unders, depending on how you, what you choose to do or not to do. And the para section here can also be pretty scary. It looks like he didn't go for the damage boost, which you usually do to save a few seconds. Another safe strat here. Again, when you're this far in the league, not dying is the most important thing. So, totally respectable decision. Even Kibble's here. I watched him in his races, just sitting there not dying, and I didn't even know that man knew safe strats. And I've watched his stream for 4 years. Probably has to do something with the safeguards in the game, so warps you somewhere in stage instead of out of bounds. But it doesn't warp anywhere. That's how the wrong warps work. It just to avoid a soft block, it just kicks you out of the stage. All right. patocz also opting for some easy strats. Nocturne on the only break in the game, pretty much, where you rest and collect yourself to not die on the stage that's only hard if you're on the run. Which is Screech's sprint here with lots of time savers, lots of tight platforming in the first half, tight movement in the second half of the bird, and a few difficult tricks that you can opt for. Looks like his movement is pretty smooth here. Often go for the halfway barrel as well. Never seen anyone out of bounds in a DK game. That's because you can do it
in Donkey 1, 4-2.
You're doing a lot of stages in Donkey 1.
2, and I'm just thinking of like first things that come to my head.
if
you do that 4-1 Donkey 2.
Mm-hmm.
Scrolly scroll.
Yeah. If you get out of bounds in this game, you usually just end up in a wall. If you can go out of bounds by rolling past a rope in Donkey 1, and then jumping really late, and then you can
right,
pop
true.
out of bounds. Not very fun. Very clean B section here for Nocturne. KCT 1.0 Fiery Furnace. Not familiar with that one myself. I've never played 102. In Sprint? Oh, really? In Sprint? Interesting. Patocz, meanwhile, on the auto scroller as well, and all Nocturne really has to do here is not do anything too stupid. It's really hard to die on this boss, but not impossible. I've done it before. Alright. Patocz moving around right there kind of scared me. His movement, if you don't stand in the right area, it's a pretty wide area, but if you stand in the wrong spot, the level will crush you. As the name of the stage implies, the entire level will load on top of you and you can die. So he made me a little nervous there, but it looks like he's okay. Not too much to talk about on the boss on Nocturne's end. All you really have to do for K-roll here is make sure your throws are on point and you won't lose any time. Patocz taking Angara the entire way. Never seen that before.
What I've seen everyone doing, taking on guard all the way up until the signpost.
I wonder why. You usually take a damage boost. Anyway, alright, throwing his girlfriend, getting stuck on the platform, which means you'll have to on an edge, which means you'll have to jump over the last enemy. It's pretty much if you get stuck here, you lose time on the last section. There you go. You didn't jump. Killing all the star you. Yeah. The poor Pokemon. Somebody think of the Pokemon. Nocturne with a very, very respectable XMs. I think 42 in this run. Maybe 43. I don't know, Dunk. I don't know. K-roll times too well. Looks like he, on his splits, he got a gold in World 6, is that? Yeah, he got a World 6 gold, so that's pretty cool. Definitely have to give him some shoutouts for that. And oh no, did Patocz face the wrong way? Oh no, dude.
Oh my. Yeah, he got that. Oh, he grabbed onto the rope. Oh my.
Well, I don't know if there's a way to beat the stage, but you just kind of like get pushed against the wall. Normally, if you throw it right, you'll keep going upwards infinitely. So on other stages with the wrong warps, you can sometimes just go up to the end of the stage and you'll be good. But I haven't personally seen how to beat the stage. Because when I don't press buttons, there you go. Sorry, he faced correct way this time. And I was on a toxic tower.
Faster to press a button, enter the bonus, and then retry the warp.
Don't press anything, you're on warp.
That seems faster than just waiting.
I don't know how long it takes, but I'm gonna take Kipple's word on this. Yeah. Always weird quirk of the wrong warps is that you pretty much always have to throw all the barrels left, and the more time you spend moving right during any of the setups, the less likely they are to work at all.
Oh, that's GG for Nocturne.
And there Nocturne with a 43-23. That's pretty solid race time.
Yeah, not a bad time at all.
That's better than I've gotten so far. Shoutouts to Bramble Orangwork and Webwoods. The GG's to Nocturne here, and let's just see how Patocz can do into the rest of this race.
Yo, what? Okay, never mind.
Looks like he just playing it safe, talk the tower here, trying to end on a good note here. Nice job, Nocturne. Pretty solid play, man. Getting within less under a minute and a half from your PB. It's pretty solid. He gets to play D-Sky next. Gets to play the Restream next. Oh. Yeah, 43-23. Correct. And patocz here, moving on to one more stage before K rule. See how this goes. Again, it's an easy stage to choke on in any run. It's the wiki states it as what, like an 8 out of 10 normally, but a 20 out of 10 if you're on a run. It's really easy to make mistakes here when you're nervous, even if it's not the hardest of stages. It's pretty difficult. If we can end on a good note. Jumped a little too early, only jumped 5 times up the rope instead of 6, I guess. That's fine, that's why you grab Dixie. Don't try to be cool and do it with only Diddy. And got hit during the race skip. That's the one risky thing about it, is you kind of want to aim low, which might make you fail the race skip, but it's really scary to go through this part without any backup. Yeah, because that happens. Unfortunate. Yeah, so I've had a lot of practice personally just trying to beat my nerves when I accidentally get hit trying to do the race skip. It doesn't happen now, but there we go. Shot a nut, that's an interesting setup. Oh, got the barrel skip.
Not only did like a reverse flying, you also did a barrel skip. That was nice.
Yeah, very stylish on the second run through, much safer as well. And does he get the... No. Okay, so now I'm surprised he went for that on the second run, though. Can be a little scary. He goes the top route, good choice. The partisan choice. Patrician choice is what I meant to say. Blame this guy, he needs to eat a turkey. Yeah, unfortunately I would probably stream these, but like you see that it's in my laptop blue screen, you can't.
Whoa. That's what it's doing. He clearly forgot about
He's trying to bully K rule before the fight even starts and got punished for it. But you get lots of DK barrels, so you just need to survive like 30 seconds on the easy part of the stage. Just don't do anything stupid, you should be fine. That's pretty much how this stage goes. Optimization for eating Thanksgiving dinner, just don't cheat it. Try not to choke. Just like a speedrun. Skip the repetitive shots. Skip unnecessary strats and try not to choke. Unfortunately, he wasn't even able to grab that cannonball, so he has to repeat a cycle. That does happen. That's an unfortunate part of missing that particular throw. A little scary with Dixie, so did some extra movement here. What is Nocturne doing here? Showing off 102 shots or something? Oh, okay. Interesting. Just showing off some interesting visual bugs. Nice. I didn't even know about that one. See, one of the most interesting things I think is for how runners choose to time the weight for these two cycles right here. I do a jump on the one he just threw, and then I walk left and right. A lot of people do a lot of different things. Looks like he just sat and waited. Decent throws. Nocturne, meanwhile, hanging around, of course. Waiting for his interview, perhaps. Drink gravy and shovel the rest in, suggest points.
Alright, it's really late on my end, so I'm gonna head out of the voice for now.
Alright, take it easy. Everyone give a J-Con style for Joe the rapper here.
Yeah.
For some good commentary throughout the day. Let's see a chat. Alright. Is there another donkey race after this or anything? Well, I've got mine. I wouldn't be able to commentate it unless it went well. Just my match. Okay. It'll be a while. I'm gonna go dirty grind again, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, patocz taking blue Diddy for the team. risking a. No, I don't think it's sub 15 right now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he just threw away a sub 15, but I don't know how much it means at that point. It's just they're giving everybody 6 more seconds of extra content. Oh, nice, purple. Oh, wow, what blue did he? Purple reverses your controls, of course. Blue freezes you in place, and red slows you down. And this is awkward because if it gives you very little warning for when the directions go back to normal, like a quarter of a second of flashing, I swear. So I've died at getting rolled because of that before. Is he gonna do the 2-1 jump or something? I should do the 2-1 jump. No, he's just gonna throw his girlfriend. How rude. Just not even acting noble in defeat, but oh well, despite that, let's give both of these runners some Frank Z's, some props on a job well done. Nocturne, especially for a very, very solid race time. GG's, everybody. It's the folks that like my commentary. Thank you. Alright, and are we doing any interviews? No one responded. Oh, we gotta interview somebody. Get Nocturne in here, talk about his pretty solid run, and ask him about some strats. Or patocz here, introduce himself since nobody was aware of who he was. He was a mystery. Exciting for a race sometimes. You need to interview the players, unfortunately, .descent, unless you happen to be a DKC2 runner, then maybe you would suffice. Interview Christmas. Ask her when she's reviving Apex again. No, didn't they have another one? I don't remember. If not, I suppose I'll sign out for now. I don't know if you have any particular procedure for that, D-Sky. Okay, cool.
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
So, nice job on a pretty consistent, pretty good time, less than 90 seconds off of your PB. How'd you feel during it? Were you nervous?
I wouldn't say I was nervous. I was just more satisfied that things went wrong and previous races went good this time. I'm really happy. Really happy to fail slam climb for the 3rd time.
Did you fail slam climb in the other races? Oh no.
Yeah, not this time. Finally, thankfully.
Yeah, I'm super scared of that happening. It's happening. I'm trying to do no reset runs to warm up, and it's just not going very well. So, what were your other race times?
My first race is like a 46, and then against Blunt, it was like 45-40 or something. So this is a huge step in the right direction.
A huge step in the right direction. So for those who might not know you, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit, your history of running DKC?
Well, I guess I started running this game in like September of 2012 or so.
Not long ago.
Yeah, like, so a lot of the old school names a lot of people might not know, like, you know, the RPCs, the Casellas. I used to see them actually do runs. It was nice.
Yeah, I was around that time as well. That's about when I started Donkey 1. Was actually the same month I started learning, September 2012. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that, man. And what about you play other DKC games as well, right?
Yeah, I played DKC 3 and DKC 1 when I'm not feeling completely there.
Yeah, you have to be a little just not right to consider playing that game, TBH.
An interesting, kind of crazy.
So, what are your next matches there, Nocturne? For the tournament, what's next? What's coming up next?
I think my next match is against D-Sky.
Yep.
D-Sky. Oh yeah. What's your PB, D-Sky? Get you in on this interview.
My PB is 44:29.
Okay, so about 2 minutes. So hopefully we'll be closer.
Definitely, it's definitely possible to overcome. Could go either way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was saying the same thing about this one. If patocz did well and you had a rough time again, you said you had a 46 time, and he got closer to his PB. It can easily flip. I almost lost I almost lost to McGill, which is about the gap. I could have easily done it if I failed Brambler one more freaking time, and that's about a 2 minute difference between our PBs as well. So hopefully, good luck in the next match right away. Anything else you want to say?
No, not really.
All right, well, make sure you follow this guy at twitch.tv/nocturne with a 0 and an underscore. You're going to just have to type that one out. Oh, there it is in chat there. Click that link in chat to follow the runners. They got, complicated names here. and again, these guys, how do you want to sign us off?
Well, Pat's here. I think he might want to do an interview, maybe?
Pat's here? Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, no problem.
All right. Oh, you're in chat. I should be looking at Discord. And so patocz, you're like an unknown runner. Tell us about your history with DKC2.
Well, I've been trying to run this game from about a year now. It's just that I had like a lot of work, and I practice at work and practice at home whenever I can. So I will never get that good. I will never get as good as Nocturne or anyone else if I don't practice like them. But I mean, this game is like, it's just really, really, really frustrating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have always said that people always ask me that how much have you been like playing the game or like speed running the game, and when I say then it's like a year, and they are like, oh man, you should be like even more good than you are now. And I say, no man, it's like my time in a year is like is horrible, man. It's like you need like a lot of freaking time to get really, really good at the game.
It's very true. I actually have a similar history, and so I want you to not feel bad, because I first picked up DKC2 in 2013, learned half the game, learned it again in 2014, got some awful times, had a 46 in 2015, and then that you have a 45 PB right now, right? Looks like something like that.
I know. Yeah.
So that's not too bad. After a year, you're doing better after a year than I did. So don't feel too bad.
I mean, all my vacations, I was like every day, like 4 to 6 hours, like grinding.
Oh yeah.
And because I really, really loved the game at first, of course. Then you start to hate it.
I recommend if you're getting frustrated, just spam ILs. Just practice ILs to death, and eventually it'll balance out. That's what I had to do when I eventually improved. I recommend the same.
I think that the problem with this game is that this shouldn't be your only speed game, because if you get frustrated, this is the only game that you are going to play, and you need to bend, or like, I don't know, you need to like de-stress, because this game really, really stressed me. I was at work and everybody was like, "Oh man, you look stressed," and I was like, "Shut your mouth, man!" I was like stressed every day of my life. Starting like since I PB'd like 45, my 45-18, I haven't even tried to like grind after that. So yeah, some people tell me that it's a free sub 55, sub 45. Sorry.
Not true.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really love races. I mean, in this tournament, this is my last race, because I am like out right now. But I would really love if you all invite me for more races in the future.
Of course. And also, I was curious, what game would you recommend? What other speedrun would you recommend to de-stress? Do you have one in mind?
Well, another like platformer, you mean, or any other speed game?
Any? What's your speedrun of choice to de-stress from Donkey 2, or do you not have one?
I love RPGs, but RPGs are really, really long speedruns, and some people don't like very, very, very long speedruns. Very, very long speedruns, sorry. But I love Super Mario RPG. It's one of my favorite games, and I love watching speedruns of Super Mario RPG. I started trying to speedrun that game too, but the 100 super jumps are impossible for me. So yeah. The other game that I have been like practicing a little more is Battletoads. It's just Battletoads. It's just a fun speed game, because it's just so short and it's so fun. You can play, and if you don't want to speedrun it, you can like hook it up with somebody else and just play it like normally you will do in a co-op. So I love Battletoads for a speedrun, especially the SNES Battletoads.
Oh, it's nice. Yeah, some people would call that more frustrating than Donkey 2, though, I think.
Yeah.
My choice is also 2 RPGs, and I started picking up Earthbound to cool down from Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to add before?
Thank you very much for inviting me, man. I really have a blast, man. I had these were my first races in like ever, so I really got into it. I was like today at work, I just like got a permit so I can got off earlier, so I can so I can race. And they were like, why are you going to go to your home early? And I was like, I have some pretty important business. But yeah, man, I was really excited for the races. I really love them. Of course, I need to get a lot better, but that's the point of it. I really got to know you guys. The community is amazing. All of you guys have been really supportive, and that's what I really love about it. So yeah, thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, I think you'll have a good job. Like I said, it took me a very long time until I really stepped it up and got good. And it sounds like you'll be a really fun, positive member of the community in the future as well. So thank you for racing.
Okay, thank you very much, man. The thing about that, me playing like that, I think I was nervous. That's the only thing that I can pinpoint right now, like the nervous.
Oh yeah, it takes a while to get down. But
yeah.
Thanks again for the interview, D-Sky. Okay. Anything else I missed?
No. That's it. Thank you very much.
All right, take it easy, man. D-Sky.
All right. So I'd like to thank our racers and our commentators, of course. We're going to take a short break. We have one more match later tonight in about 40 minutes, unless I'm really bad at time zones.
40 minutes.
It's going to be on Speedruns Live. On this channel, we're going to have Super Metroid 100% race.
So D-Sky, why are you giving us the shaft?
I gotta go. No.
All right. Yeah.
But
it's understandable.
If you want to see some more Donkey, we'll have some more Donkey in 40 minutes on Speedruns Live. So thanks for watching, everyone.
Yep. Make sure to go twitch.tv/speedrunslive. The match will be me versus Kipples. One of the Kipples has been playing 2 as long as I've been playing 1, so it's going to be pretty scary for me. This guy's going to sit here like effortlessly stream watching, only putting an effort if he sees me doing well. So it might be pretty close. Only if I don't mess up though. So hopefully I'll see you all there.